Hello, welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me once again. Today, we are talking about something that's been causing a lot of noise and tension in Soweto. Community members are accusing some minibus taxi operators of bullying commuters into using their services. Please stay with me until the end so you can hear the sources I used and verify this news for yourself. Now, for many South Africans, minibus taxis are more than just a way to get from point A to point B, they are the lifeline of public transport. Every day, thousands rely on them to get to work, school, and appointments. But lately, in certain areas of Soweto, there's been a growing frustration and anger towards some taxi operators, with residents claiming they are being harassed and intimidated if they choose alternative forms of transport. Several residents have reported situations where commuters who prefer to take buses, private cars, or even app-based ride services are being targeted. According to them, taxi operators allegedly confront passengers at pickup points, question their choice, and in some cases, even block access to other transport services. Some residents say this behavior feels like an attempt to force them into supporting only one industry, the taxi industry, regardless of their personal needs or preferences. One commuter who travels from Soweto to the Joburg CBD every morning said she's had to change her entire travel routine because she fears being caught in confrontations. She explained that while taxis can be fast and convenient, she sometimes prefers using the bus, especially on days when she has work to do during the ride. However, she claims taxi operators have shouted at her and told her she's betraying the local economy by using other options. The taxi industry has long been known for its competitiveness, and territorial disputes between associations are not new. But the issue here isn't about competition between taxi groups, it's about competition with other modes of transport. Many Soweto residents believe they should have the freedom to choose how they travel without being made to feel unsafe or pressured. From the taxi operators' side, some say the complaints are exaggerated and that their main goal is to protect their livelihoods. One driver argued that the number of passengers they transport has already dropped due to rising petrol prices, new bus routes, and the increasing popularity of e-hailing services. He claims that if they don't stand up for their routes, their businesses, and the families they support will suffer. This situation has also raised questions about regulation and law enforcement. Public transport in South Africa is regulated, but the reality on the ground is often shaped by the power dynamics between operators and commuters. When people feel bullied, they tend to avoid confrontation, which means many incidents go unreported. The Gauteng Department of Roads and Transport has been made aware of the allegations, and there have been calls for intervention to ensure that commuters' rights are protected. Officials have reminded both commuters and taxi operators that freedom of choice in transport is not only a personal right but also an important part of a healthy, competitive economy. Community activists in Soweto have started informal campaigns to raise awareness of commuter rights. They've been handing out pamphlets and hosting small meetings to encourage people to speak up if they experience harassment. Some are even urging the government to establish commuter protection hotlines specifically for transport-related complaints. It's important to note that not all taxi operators are involved in this behavior. Many work hard every day to serve their communities with respect and professionalism. The actions of a few should not overshadow the positive contribution that taxis make to our transport system. However, residents say the problem needs to be addressed before it escalates into violence or more serious confrontations, as we've seen in other transport disputes in the past. In the end, this comes down to one key principle: choice. South Africans deserve the freedom to choose the safest, most affordable, and most convenient way to travel without facing intimidation. Whether it's a taxi, a bus, a train, or an e-hailing ride, that decision should be made by the commuter, not dictated by fear. I think it's safe to say that if this issue isn't resolved soon, tensions between commuters and some taxi operators in Soweto could grow even more. Authorities will need to step in with a balanced approach, protecting the rights of commuters while also supporting the livelihoods of those who genuinely depend on the taxi industry. All images used are for illustration purposes only.